Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Phil Dean, and in this video, I want to talk about the Money Bucket system. So if you're new to this, the Money Bucket system is simply where you go to your local bank and instead of having just a checking account or a savings account, you actually open up multiple checking and savings accounts so you can go ahead and earmark money and put money in these separate accounts for your certain spending categories. So think of it this way, a Money Bucket system is simply a kind of like a digital envelope. It's again where you set up multiple bank accounts so you can streamline your money management and your spending without complicated budgets and spreadsheets. Now, this simple idea is something that I have been doing for extremely long time. The backstory to this is many years ago, my wife and I only had a saving and a checking account. And what we do is we would put all of our money in our checking account for like our normal bills, like groceries and food and electric, as well as like our property taxes and our mortgage and so on. But what happened is our property taxes came due one year and it was in the tune of about $2,500. And when we went to go ahead and pay that bill, unbeknownst to us, that money was gone. We must have spent that money out of our checking account for some other category or some other expenditure, and we were shortchanged with that. So you can imagine my wife and I had to go find money somewhere. We had to work overtime or we had to go and borrow it from somebody else because that bill was a non-negotiable and it had to be paid. So I decided from then going forward, we are going to open up multiple checking accounts, a multiple savings account where we can earmark money so we're never going to be short. So first of all, if this is something that you want to do, the first thing I tell people to do is to basically go ahead and sit down and take a weekend or take an evening and look at your spending habits. And what I like you to do is start with a snapshot of about a month of your living expenses. And what you want to do is you want to calculate your yearly fixed expenses like your auto insurance, your home insurance, your mortgages, and your property taxes, as well as just your normal expenses for everyday life. Step number 2 is when you actually group your spending into categories, the next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and look at the themes, and then you want to go ahead and set up the bank accounts that will correlate with the spending theme that you're doing. Now, here's the deal. You can have as many buckets as you want. It doesn't really matter, but I really tell people that the first bucket that you want is going to be like your primary checking. And what this is going to do is this is going to be where you have your daily expenses, and it's going to be linked to a debit card. So anytime you go shopping, you swipe your debit card and it's going to come out of that primary checking. This is going to be for your regular bills, like I said, your groceries, your gas, your Costco bills, your hardware store purchases, or anything like that that are just normal, mundane expenses. So one thing you're going to see is you're going to see that account rise and fall a lot. And there's going to be some times where that account is going to actually go down to zero or near zero. And that's going to be okay because if you get paid every other week or weekly, you're going to go ahead and actually put money back into that account for your expenses. The second bucket that I like to do is I like to go ahead and make a secondary checking account. And what I normally do is I have the secondary checking account just linked to a checkbook. And this is going to be for my home mortgage, my car payment, my life and auto insurance, your property and taxes, and anything like that. And you want to think of these bills bills that are non-negotiables. These are larger bills that you're going to pay, and it's something that maybe could catch you off guard. So you want to be able to make sure that that money is in that second checking account, and you do not have any card attached to it because you do not want to be able to swipe a card and spend money out of that second checking account. So the bucket number 3 is going to be your primary savings account. And what I like to do with this one is I like to go ahead and have it for emergency funds. I like to have it for things like, saving up for a vacation or traveling or maybe buying a new car or reducing debt or anything like that. This is going to be kind of where your nest egg is going to be. It's going to be your primary savings account where the money that goes in there is for long term. And this is not going to have any credit card or any debit card attached to it at all. Ideally, it would be good if this account would be a high interest account where you can actually earn interest, because you got to realize that this is actually going to be building up money as you go throughout the year. What I've done in my savings account is I realize that money is going to be untouchable. I do not touch it for anything. That is basically my nest egg. It is my savings, and that is something that I can use for a long-term purchase. So it's very simple to go ahead and open more bank accounts at your local bank. All you have to do is you just have to go in there or give them a call and say, hey, I would like to set up an appointment to come in and to open a second or a checking account or a second savings account. And this is going to be something that they're going to be happy to do. People do it all the time, so they can kind of balance their money in different accounts. So at the moment, I will say that my wife and I, we basically, I think, have 5. We have a primary savings, a primary checking, a second checking, a medical checking, and actually a platinum money market account. So we have our money in different accounts, and that we can see on our phone, on the digital app at a moment's notice, and we can actually transfer between accounts if we want to. So I hope this video was very helpful on getting started on how to go ahead and bucket your money. Again, go ahead and open up multiple accounts at your local bank and then earmark the money for your certain purchases. And I'm telling you, you're going to save money. You're going to get ahead. It's going to be a lot less stress, and it's going to be worry-free. And I'm telling you, you are going to love it. So hey, if this video is helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss my weekly videos on finance and money. And we will see you in the next video.